NFL TueWop's name started buzzing after he exposed Real Boston Richey for allegedly snitching to the cops. After TueWop exposed him, he ended up getting dropped from Kodak Black's label, got his chain and car took, and now he's tragically been killed in his hometown. And today, we're breaking down the entire story. On November 4th, 2023, news broke that NFL TueWop was shot and killed in Tallahassee, Florida. It's not clear how everything really went down, but reports say there was a shootout and TueWop is the only one who didn't make it out alive. There aren't a lot of details about the case yet, but as soon as the news broke, fans started connecting the shooting to the Real Boston Richey. Boston Richey's another rapper from Tallahassee who started popping off in 2022 and ended up signing a major deal with Future's label Free Bands. He's been running up crazy numbers and racking up millions of streams on Spotify, but then his career took a big hit after TueWop aired him out for allegedly snitching when he was still in the streets back in the day. Nobody knows why the beef actually started, but TueWop changed everything when he went live and started talking about the paperwork. The situation had even more eyes on it after 6ix9ine reposted the paperwork on Twitter. Here's how Richey's case went down according to the documents. He was talking to the cops about a murder suspect named Wig and identified him from a photo that the police showed him. Richey also told the cops that Wig threatened him and acted like he had a gun in his waistband. But that wasn't the only time Richey told. 1090 Jake has a ton of different videos exposing rappers who snitch, and he found some new paperwork on Richey that claims he worked with the cops on a Grand Theft Auto case in 2013. Richey said he never told on anyone and he was still cool with everybody in the city, and that's when his homie Coley hopped in to back him up. Coley was caught up in the same case, and he went on Say Cheese TV and said it was all just a misunderstanding and he didn't have any issues with Richey over the situation.
And in the city, it ain't really been no inner questions in the city because us as a whole know what's up with that situation. We know it was a lot of bullshit in that situation, you feel me? And we know me and bro been got past that, you know what I'm saying? We brothers, so we ain't, feel me?
The story didn't end there though, and what happened next shocked everyone. 1090 Jake was still digging through Richey's case, and he ended up finding a police interview where Richey talked to the cops for almost an hour straight and talked to them about Wig pointing a gun at him, then spoke on his cousin's murder, and even gave him the name of an alleged shooter. Richey still wasn't going to admit to snitching, so he went on the Big Facts podcast and said he didn't even know Wig was being investigated for his cousin's death at that time, so there's no way he could have snitched on him.
So when I went to jail, I went straight to the TPD station. I went for an interview type shit, so it was one of those situations like, a motherfucker pressured me by the person I really ain't, you gotta think about like, at that time, I really ain't even know he had nothing to do with my cousin being killed. I'm the nigga that helped him out of the case, like.
During the interview, Richey said he talked to the cops about Wig because they had a little issue back in the day, but he was actually clearing Wig's name in the death of his cousin because back then he really ain't know that Wig was involved. According to Richey, he was also giving the cops fake names and trying to get out of the situation any way he could without actually snitching.
The people that was in that interview, like I could bring up the witness list right now. I don't even know them people. None of them was in no interview. None of them was on the witness list. No charged people, bro. Like, that's why I can say me as a person going wrong, like I was a jit.
But 1090 Jake wasn't finished. During a live stream with DJ Academics, Jake said that Richey's other co-defendant in the Grand Theft Auto case told him that Richey's people was trying to pay him off to say that Richey ain't snitch on him.
Because the fucking co-defendant that Boston Richey told on reached out to me and told me that his people are trying to pay him to say he didn't tell on him.
Jake claims that everyone already knew that Richey was snitching, but nobody ever aired him out online until NFL TueWop got involved. According to Jake,
one of the co-defendants reached out to me, was like, yeah, he told on me, but you know how the city go. People ain't gonna care, whatever. He's DMing me all this shit. And then he goes on Say Cheese and does an interview saying, no, he ain't tell.
Around the same time all the drama was going down, TueWop was getting the first big win of his career after linking up with Kodak Black and signing to his label. Yak gifted him a chain and a new whip, and Richey clowns him over it on the track First Time when he raps. On your first time getting a car, another nigga bought it. My first time whipping a car, nigga, you didn't know that bitch done cost me. Your main bitch threw that pussy, you know Real Boston caught it. Niggas say I snitched in paperwork, you know that nigga lost it. Then he aired out TueWop for talking about the streets on IG Live and rapped. Cheesy ass nigga like cheddar. Broke ass nigga can't even show me a 50. How the fuck you gon' be? Going on live talking about the street shit? Nigga, that shit there ain't even street. Nigga, they plotting, I keep that heat. Niggas be running they mouthy. Niggas ain't never in the streets. TueWop clap back on live.
I got 3 cars. Before bro bought me a whip, niggas came to my hood on some peace treaty. I was most definitely on house arrest, community control, not in my hood. Like, you just in the whole song capping. I got signed for way more than $50,000.
What's really weird about all this is that Kodak Black ended up dropping TueWop from Sniper Gang and took his chain and whip back too. It didn't look like TueWop was pressed about it though. After the news broke, he hopped on IG and said it's nothing but love for Kodak, and the only reason he spoke about it was because people was asking him to. Some of Yak's other homies weren't cool with TueWop airing the situation out like that though, and one of them hopped on IG and told him to stop flagging on the internet. TueWop clapped back and said he ain't even say nothing bad about Yak, but at that point, it was clear there was more going on behind the scenes that fans ain't know about. It was a messy situation all around, and Boston Richey clowned TueWop over it when he dropped his XXL freshman freestyle and raps. I done popped that nigga bubble, that man there he tried to pop it. Got your chain in your car took, nigga, yo ass flocking. You know I fuck with Pompano, I hit the club on Kodak bopping. A lot of fans were confused over Kodak cutting off his own artist like that and siding with an alleged snitch. But this ain't the only weird label issue he had that ended up with one of his own people getting killed. In September 2021, Yak's homie Wiz the Wizard was found dead in the front yard of a house in Hollandale Beach. The cops said he was beaten to death, then dropped off at the house later. And rumors was flying that he had actually been chopped up into pieces. Wiz and Yak met when they was locked up in juvie and been tight for years. Wiz was facing an attempted murder charge while Kodak was blowing up in the music industry. But after the lead witness in the case turned up dead, Wiz got all the charges dropped and signed the Kodak Sniper Gang label. There was issues from the jump though, and it ain't take long before Wiz and Kodak was arguing about contracts on social media. Then Wiz told his fans that Kodak had blocked him, but Kodak said he just changed numbers and that Wiz knew how to get in touch with him instead of looking for clout online. Wiz said there wasn't any real beef with him and Kodak, but then he was brutally murdered before they could squash whatever was going on. Losing one homie like that was tragic, but it turns out the situation is way more brutal than fans ever expected. In March 2023, the police found an SUV on fire with a body inside. A gas can was laying right next to the whip, so they knew from the jump it wasn't an accident, and eventually they identified the body as another rapper named 26 CJ. CJ had allegedly signed a deal with Kodak a few months before he was killed, but after they made the deal, CJ hopped on social media and threatened to expose a bunch of dudes in the industry. He didn't actually call out Kodak by name, but rumors said that CJ knew more about Wiz's death and he thought Kodak might have been involved. Wiz and CJ was always tight and they linked up in the studio before too, but after CJ died, rumors started flying that Kodak had paid him to kill Wiz. CJ's Opps hopped online and dissed him when his body was found, but they was also posting pics of Wiz and saying, "Long live Wiz the Wizard." And Wiz's homie Wham Spin the Bin said, "Nigga played with Wiz and got set on fire. Couple more of you fuck niggas finna get the same treatment." Kodak made the situation even more complicated when he dissed Wiz on the track Back for Everything and rapped, "Yeah, Double M Gang, but I ain't talking Rick Ross. Double M Gang, I took that shit from Wiz. Rest in peace, my nigga, but it's his fault. The way you let them kill you like a jit. Talking to Wham, you saying the same, did you like a lame." Nobody knows what's really going on with Kodak and his label right now, but it's clear that there's some major issues on the industry side and in the streets too. There's no evidence he had anything to do with TueWop getting killed, but there's rumors flying that Yak had him taken out over the Boston Richey situation. Even though a lot of people stopped rocking with Richey after the snitching allegations came out, he's still affiliated with Future, and some fans think Kodak is choosing to stay on Future's good side because he's one of the biggest artists in the world. There's nothing to back the story up right now, but there's definitely more going on that fans don't know about.